Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you how you can do an invoice scanning approval process using Archive and the ESS portal in Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2011. We're going to use our import service to import some invoices, replicating a scanning process. The import service will set some metadata up, it will set the date received up, it will set the payment status up as scanned, and the document source will be set up as scanned. I'm going to log in using different users to move the invoices from their scanned status to classified, then awaiting approval, and then approved, and finally using the ESS portal for an accounts team that are unlikely to be users of Microsoft Dynamics. We're going to show how the accounts team can look at those documents and make payment on them. Okay. Let's have a look and see if we've got any documents arrived. Okay, so we can see that these invoices have been imported from a directory, and at the moment we can see that they are scanned by the system administrator and they were received today. We can preview one of these invoices, just have a quick look at it in the Archive document management system. By clicking on view here. And we can see that's an invoice for a company in Microsoft Dynamics. What I'm going to do now is log on through another browser and show you what the first user to look at these, which would be the classifier, who would actually look at these invoices, set the amounts, the invoice date, any other data that they needed to set. They will then set the status to classified, and we'll come back and see what happens to the documents then. As you can see, I've logged in as Dave. Dave can see all the invoices scanned today with the status of scanned. What we're going to do is we're going to go through one invoice and classify it, and then I will pause the video, classify the rest of the documents, and we'll resume the video after that. So we're going to maximize this. As we can see, we have a preview window, so we can immediately see the name of the customer. It's Blue Company. The invoice date is the 8th of May. The invoice number is 100. I can scroll down this document. There's no purchase order number on here. We have a unit price, a line total, and a total price of 750. And now Dave will set this as classified and move on to the next record. And Dave can work on all these records, and we'll pause the video now. Hello and welcome back. Okay, we've done an advanced find from the system administrator to have a look at all the outstanding invoices, and we can now see that they've been classified by Dave. Most of them have amounts. If we have a look and see why one of them was queried, we can open this up. And it looks like a service request, so it's not actually a scanned invoice. So what we've gone and done here is we've created a case for the service users to actually examine that and either work out what the reason for the query is and either say it's not an invoice scan, re-add the document as something else, or deal with the service request itself. The rest of them have all been set to either awaiting approval, and for those amounts over £1,000 we've put required approval, and as you can see here we've set them to two separate teams. And now what I'm going to do is log in as one of the team members of the invoice approvers and approve those invoices. I'm going to log in here as Graham. And as Graham is an approver, he will see a list immediately of all the invoices that need approval. Now Graham can examine these invoices, and he can preview them here, and we've only allowed the statuses of either set to queried, which will open a case, cancelled because it's not going to be paid, approved or rejected. We're going to set that to approved. Save and close it, and for speed we're going to update these other ones all to approved. now going to log in as a manager, do the same thing. I shall pause the video while this is done, and then we'll have a look at the statuses on the system administrator's view of the invoices. Welcome back. If we just refresh this query now, we can see that all the payment statuses have been approved. The owner's now moved to the accounts team. We've got the approver here and the date that it was approved. We're now going to log into our portal as a member of the accounts team. Now, your accounts team are unlikely to generally need access to Dynamics, as Dynamics doesn't really store accounting data. But to link these back in, we're going to simulate this by the user having an ESS license, which is a much cheaper license for Dynamics. They cannot use the main web interface, but they can use the SDK. Our portal uses the SDK to communicate with Dynamics. So we're going to log in here with Rosa. Now she's logged in before, so her credentials have been cached. Once she's signed in, we're going to do a quick document search, and we're going to look for scanned invoices, but we want the ones that have been approved. We're only interested in the ones that we can actually pay. Okay. Let's set the payment status to approved and click Find to find the documents. Okay, as we can see here, we can see that detail from Dynamics here. We can see all the document source, the purchase order number, anything we need to see. We can view these invoices, open them up in a browser, and we can set some information on those invoices, which we're going to do now. So if we open up an invoice, we're going to get the attributes. These can be defined by a view in the portal, so you can limit the attributes that the user can see. I'm going to set this to paid, put a fake reference in, and click OK. We can carry on doing this for all the others, which I shall do while pausing the video. Welcome back. We can just have a look and see what's happened to those records now. As we can see, Rose Hart has paid 4 of the invoices, but she's actually rejected the very large invoice. So we've shown there how we can take a document that's been scanned in or imported, set the metadata at the start, go through a process where it's classified by one set of users, it's approved by another set of users, and depending on values that you can set using workflow, it may require approval by a manager, and then it goes out to your accounts team, who are non-Dynamics users, and through our portal they can close off the process and approve and pay the accounts. Thank you very much.